Exodus chapter 39. And the leftover blue and purple and the scarlet they made into apparels for the ministry of Aaron, for the officiating in them in the holy place, as the Lord gave orders to Moses. And they made the shoulder piece from out of gold, and blue, and purple, and scarlet being spun, and linen being twined. And the panels were trimmed of the hairs of gold, so as to weave together with the blue and the purple, and with the scarlet being spun, and with the linen being twined. A woven work they made it. They made the shoulder pieces held together by both of the parts, a woven work into one another, being closely joined to itself. From it they made according to the same making, from out of gold and blue and purple and scarlet being spun, and linen being twined, as the Lord gave orders to Moses. And they made both of the stones of emerald, being clasped together, and being inlaid in gold, being carved, and being engraved, an engravement seal from out of the names of the sons of Israel. And they placed them upon the shoulders of the shoulder piece. They are stones of memorial of the sons of Israel, as the Lord gave orders to Moses. And they made the oracle, a woven work in the embroidery, according to the work of the shoulder piece, from out of gold and blue and purple and scarlet being spun, and linen being twined. They made the oracle 4-cornered double. A span was the length, and a span was the breadth doubled. And they wove together in it a woven work inlaid with precious stones, arranged in 4 rows. A row of stones sardius and topaz and emerald was the one row, and the second row carbuncle and sapphire and jasper, and the third row amber and agate and amethyst, and the 4th row chrysolite and beryl and onyx, being surrounded by gold and being tied together by gold. And the stones were from out of the names of the 12 sons of Israel, from out of their 12 names, being engraved seals, each from out of its own name for the 12 tribes. And they made a border upon the oracle, a work of wreath being closely joined from out of pure gold. And they made 2 bezels of gold and 2 rings of gold. And they placed the 2 rings of gold upon both the corners of the oracle. And they placed the wreaths from out of gold upon the 2 rings, upon both of the parts of the oracle, and for the 2 couplings for the 2 wreaths. And they placed them upon the 2 bezels of the shoulders of the shoulder piece, right opposite down in front. And they made 2 rings of gold, and they placed them upon the 2 fins at the tip of the oracle, upon the tip of the posterior of the shoulder piece from inside. And they made 2 rings of gold, and placed them upon both of the shoulders of the shoulder piece from below it, down in front, down from the coupling from above the woven part of the shoulder piece. And he fastened the oracle by the rings upon it, to the rings of the shoulder piece to hold it together, from out of blue, being closely joined into the woven work of the shoulder piece, that the oracle would not slacken from the shoulder piece, as the Lord gave orders to Moses. And they made the undergarment under the shoulder piece, a woven work, entirely of blue. And the cleft of the undergarment was in the middle, being interwoven closely, having an edge round about the cleft reinforced. And they made upon the hem of the undergarment from below, as it were, of a blossoming pomegranate, figures of pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet being spun, and linen being twined. And they made bells of gold, and they placed the bells upon the hems of the undergarment round about, between the figures of pomegranates, bells of gold and pomegranate figures upon the hem of the undergarment round about, for the officiating, as the Lord gave orders to Moses. And they made garments of fine linen, a woven work, for Aaron and his sons, and the turbans from out of linen, and the mitre from out of linen, and the pants from out of linen being twined, and their belts from out of linen, and blue, and purple, and scarlet being spun, the work of an embroiderer, in which manner the Lord gave orders to Moses. And they made the golden panel, a separation offering for the holy place, of pure gold. And they wrote upon it letters being shaped as of a seal, sanctified to the Lord. And they put upon it a hem of blue, so as to rest upon the mitre above, in which manner the Lord gave orders to Moses. And all the work of the tent of the testimony was completed. And the sons of Israel made according to all whatsoever the Lord gave orders to Moses. And they brought the tent to Moses, and all the items for it, and its rings, and its posts, and its bars, and its stanchions, and its bases, and the leather coverings of skins of rams dyed red, and the skin coverings of blue, and the veil, and the ark of the testimony, and its poles, and the altar, and the table, and all its utensils, and the breads of the place setting, and the pure lampstand, and its lamps, lamps for burning, and all its utensils, and the oil for the light, and the golden altar, and the oil of the anointing, and the incense of the composition, and the draw curtain of the door of the tent, and the brass altar, and its brass grate, and its bearing poles, and all of its items, and the bathing tub and its base, and the shrouds of the courtyard, and the posts and its bases, and the draw curtain of the gate of the courtyard, and its lines, and its stanchions, and all the work tools for the works of the tent of the testimony, and the robes of the ministries for the ministering in them in the holy place, and the apparels of the holy place which are for Aaron, and the apparels of his sons for the priesthood, according to all as much as the Lord gave orders to Moses. Thus the sons of Israel made all the accoutrements. And Moses saw all the works, and they were doing them in the manner the Lord gave orders to Moses. Thus they did them, and Moses blessed them.